buyout offer is sitting in your inbox. Before you sign anything, I need to tell you about 3 types of people, because one of them is where you end up if you get this wrong, and one of them is where you actually want to be. I spent 34 years in service, Air Force, federal law enforcement. I've watched careers end in regret and careers end in dream jobs. The difference wasn't luck. I've watched this play out 3 different ways. Let me show you all 3. First, a guy who took the buyout, smart guy, solid career, ended up working as a teller at a liquor store. He was offered $26,000. After taxes, he took home around $16,000 to $18,000. That was his bridge. That was it. Second, another one took a security position. Nothing wrong with that if it's what you wanted. It wasn't what he wanted and it wasn't what he planned. He just didn't have anything else lined up. Third, a woman who almost made it. She was close to qualifying for the retirement benefits she had spent her entire career working toward. But rumors were spreading that her position might be eliminated. She felt trapped between leaving too soon and risking being forced out. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't eat. She was actually crying because of her life goals. But after she cried, she got angry. And after she got angry, she started planning. She took that VSIP and she made it work. Some people weren't deciding between good and bad. They were deciding between risky and risky. The difference was that she stopped panicking and started planning. Same pressure as the first 2, same bad options, but she turned it into a plan. They didn't, and that's really the whole thing. See, panic plus pressure plus a deadline equals a rash decision you're dealing with for years unless you turn that pressure into a plan. And real quick, if this is helping you think through this, subscribe, because this is exactly what this channel is for. Now here's a 4-point decision framework. How do you know if this is the right move for you? There are 4 checks. Answer all 4 honestly before you sign. Check 1, are you running from something or are you running to something? I was supervising 70 people at one point. The workload was heavy. I kept asking for help, couldn't get it. Headaches was in my head every single day. And it felt like a fog was in there as I was leaving work each day. And I was burned out. And when you're in that state, the buyout looks like salvation. But burned out isn't a strategy, y'all. It's a feeling. And feelings make terrible financial decisions. The federal job, even on its worst day, is a shelter. You jump out of the lifeboat in a panic and you're in the water. And if you don't have something to swim toward, you can't swim. So be honest. Are you running away from the building or are you running toward something real on the other side? Let's move on to check 2. Do you actually know what you're keeping? Because most people know their estimates, but very few people know their actual numbers. They don't know what hits your account monthly if you separate today versus in 18 months. What happens to your FEHB, your health insurance, if you take this offer? What does your TSP look like right now versus another year from now of contributions? And if you don't have those exact numbers in front of you, you're making a grave 6-figure decision with incomplete information. Get the numbers, call HR, sit with a planner who actually knows federal benefits and work it out. Check 3, do you have an actual plan or do you have a feeling? I knew a guy who started planning his exit 5 years out. 5 years. He maxed his TSP every single year. He attended courses during his federal career, not random ones, those specific ones that mattered for where he was trying to go. He built a network of people and actually used it. He paid off his debt before he walked out. Before he left, he sent his resume out through that particular network. He relocated to North Carolina, had a house being built, got his dream job. When he got out of the water, he was able to swim. That's a plan. Not my buddy said, there's an opportunity. Not, I'll figure it out. Specific target roles, real conversations already happening. Resume updated, finances cleaned up. That's the difference. Now check 4. Do you actually know what you're worth? Federal employees, especially those with law enforcement, military, or program management backgrounds, have no idea what their experience translates to on the outside. You've been managing collateral duties for years. Budget oversight, team leadership under real pressure. In the private sector, that's a senior ops role, a director title, or consulting work. But if nobody has ever shown you that translation, you default to what's obvious. For law enforcement backgrounds, that's security guard. I've seen it happen. The value is always there. They just couldn't see it. Divorce that job. That doesn't mean give away everything you built inside it. You take the skills, the discipline, the experience, and you just need to know how to package it. The buyout is real. For people who know their numbers, have a real plan, and are running towards something specific, it's the right move. Even the people who get forced out, like that woman who didn't have the age, can make it work. If they get angry and then get focused, like she did, the exit ramp only makes sense if you know where you're going. You don't take it because you're tired of driving. You take it because that's where you need to go. Run those 4 checks. Know if you're running from or towards something. Know your exact numbers. Have a real plan like my guy in North Carolina. Know what you're worth on the other side of that door. If you nail all 4 of these, you can go. But even if one of those is missing, or even if one of those are, I'll figure it out. That's the buyout trap. I want better for you than that. Tell me in the comments, are you thinking about taking it or are you staying put? I read every single one. And if you know someone sitting on this decision right now, send them this video. As always, I'll see you there right here.